You're looking at a future classic. This is not just a car. This is a piece of art that roars. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. Wow. Forget fast lap times. The 2025 LC500 is about two things. One, getting attention, and two, delivering you the most glorious V8 sound that you've ever heard. So if you're looking for a luxury car that feels special every single time you drive it, stick around. Let's see why this convertible is worth every single penny. Just look at this car. It is beautiful. It's the most gorgeous car that I have ever seen. I love this car. And this is a new color for this year called Iridium. Now, Lexus debuted the LC500 in 2018, and they have not refreshed or redesigned the body at all. It has had some appearance packages added to it just to kind of give it a little different look, but they never changed the body of the car. Now you can see up front here, we have the triple LED headlights right there. Those are awesome. And then you can see how wide and aggressive this car is. It's just amazing. I don't know how in 2018 they came up with this design, because they don't need to change it. This can stay this way for probably another 5 years before they would ever need to even think about touching it, if the car lasts that long. I'm hoping that I get a chance to own one of these at some point in time, because this would just be an amazing addition. You know, it doesn't have a whole lot of room in that back, but it's not too much of an issue. Plus we do have an SUV that we can drive. This was optioned with these 21-inch forged split 10-spoke alloy wheels. I don't know a lot about wheels. I'm not sure what forged split means, whether it's something that is really important or not, but they do look good. I probably would prefer something that was like a solid black or a matte black. I think would look awesome on this car, but these do look very good, especially on this convertible. We come around the back and you can see the taillights. They call it a triple LED taillight system also, but inside there are lights. There are layers of lights inside there, and hopefully I'll have a picture up there on the screen for you, because it does look really cool. It gives it a three-dimensional look to it at night. You also have the dual exhaust right down here, which makes that exhaust sound so awesome from that V8. Now we're going to take a look at the trunk space while we're here. Now it doesn't have a whole lot. You got about 3 cubic feet in here. You can probably get some groceries down in here. I don't know if you got a big grocery haul one day. You may not be able to fit it all in there, but you can put a couple duffel bags or something like that if you're taking a short trip somewhere. Just in case you missed it, the button to open that up is right here on the tail light. Now this is a bespoke build, so you can pay extra to have a bespoke build that you build yourself. You can add anything that you want onto this car that they have available in any combination to make this car your own. Lexus chose to add this blue soft top. Now it is really dark blue. It almost looks black here. At times it looks purple, but it is blue, and this special soft top is made up of 4 layers of material. So while you have the top up, it blocks out a lot of sound. Honestly, it really is pretty quiet in there for a convertible. I was really surprised when we took it on our 300-mile trip. And you can put this top down going up to 31 miles per hour. So you gotta stay under 31 miles per hour, but you can put it up or take it down at that point. And I think it's time for us to drop this, because it's actually pretty cool. It's like watching a transformer. Now here's a cool trick for convertible driving. This knows when the top is down, and it automatically turns on neck warmers that blow heat out of the seats to keep you warm, so you can actually have the top down and drive around on a cool, sunny evening. Just makes it really comfortable in here just to have a nice nighttime drive. Continuing with the bespoke build, this one has the semi-aniline two-tone blue and white leather seats and leather interior actually. So this, I don't know about you, but it actually looks more purple than it does blue, but they say blue and white. And these seats are heated and ventilated. They are super comfortable, by the way. I just drove 300 miles in this car and was perfectly comfortable. Now, my butt where my wallet was sitting was starting to hurt a little bit, but other than that, this looks awesome in here. Now, you go back here and you look at these back seats. These tiny back seats are pretty worthless for humans, actually. You would have to put that passenger seat all the way up, which limits their space up there with those, as low as this dash is, just to give someone maybe enough room to put their legs down. But you can see even the seating area is not very big, so I'm not sure how anybody could actually sit back there. But I feel that these back seats are actually here for insurance reasons, because insurance costs are higher on a two-seater sports car, and this can be classified as a 2x2 grand touring masterpiece. So one interesting feature is you have your key fob here, okay? So we can lock the doors with the key fob, and they go flush with the body. Nice. You want to unlock them. You can easily just use the key fob if you wanted to, or you can press this button right here. Kind of just opens the door up. No problem. Mirrors pop back out, all that stuff. What I didn't know, and I just found this out though, is I don't have to have the key fob to lock the door. There's no buttons or anything, sensors or anything on the outside of here, but if you push it like that, there it goes, locks it all up. That was awesome when I found that. I was like, oh, finally I don't have to keep pulling the key fob out of my pocket. All right, now let's get in, check out the inside here. So here is the door panel. Of course, it's got that same two-tone look. Like I said, I think it looks more purple than it does blue. I will double check the spec sheet just to make sure. It does say blue, but yeah, it looks pretty purple to me. So you got all your window controls right here. You do have 3 memory seating right here. Here are your powered seats with lumbar. Like I said, they are very, very comfortable. They are heated and ventilated. And like I said, with the convertible top down, you do get warming coming from around the neck area. And so that keeps you warm while you're driving down the road. Now, this is a little tight in here. You can see there's not a whole lot of space in between here. So when you get in, and you have to find your optimal seating area. So like my legs are like this, and I'm pretty close. So this, I haven't turned it on. So when I turn it on, it's gonna adjust all of this stuff because it has your custom settings in here. So shut the door. We'll get this started up. Everything is gonna move. Oh, that sounds so good. So everything fires up. I know we're gonna have a glare on the screen up here, and I'm sorry for that, but we gotta have the top down just so it looks cool in here and you can see how colorful and see the natural colors that are going on in here. And I like the way that this is all designed. It's really nice. Like I said, it just feels, the dash is kind of low down here into your legs and your knees. So you have to stay so far back, because if you go up too far, you're gonna get right up into the dash. And I'm just a couple inches away on both sides, because that's just the way that I like to sit and how I'm comfortable. But coming across here, you got a little ledge right here that feels like it could probably hold some things if you set them up here. They wouldn't like fall off unless you're doing some crazy driving. And I like the way this dash just kind of comes up here. It just kind of like a ledge, like a shelf. It looks pretty cool, and it's just flat all the way across. Yeah, all of this is just a nice soft, leathery touch to it. It's not soft like squishy soft, but it's not real hard. Over here, you've got your traction control off and your snow mode, which that's the only time of the year that I would probably not drive this if I owned one, would be when it's snowing outside. I probably would just leave it at home. But anytime, rain, sun, I would be out here driving this thing, because I'm not gonna spend this amount of money on a car and not drive it. All right, we come back here to the steering wheel, and normal Lexus steering wheel for the most part. You got all your driver assistance features on the right side, and then on the left side you have your menu controls that control up here, which again, there's a couple cars that couple Lexuses that have this now, but this center driver's display is my favorite of all time. You press the button and the thing just slides over to the side, and then you can make all of your adjustments and your settings and all of that stuff right inside on the over here on this side. And it's got several different things. You hit the back button and then boom, goes back, slides back over, and then you do have a menu in the middle there that you can change and see a few other items in there. All right, now we go over here. We have your drive modes right up here, and you have Sport, Sport Plus, Normal, and Custom, and then you have Comfort and Eco. When you put it into Comfort, it's going to give you that comfort suspension. Normal, of course, is normal suspension. You get into Sport and Sport Plus, you're going to have it tighten up that adaptive suspension. Okay, we're going to go over here to the infotainment screen. Go ahead, we can flip over to Android Auto, because this now has this nice big over 12-inch screen in here. I think a 12.3-inch screen. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, no trackpad down here that they used to have in the past. So they've got the new system going on in here, and this is Toyota's regular system. I think it is very good, easy to use. So we can go down here to your menu. This brings up all of your widgets. You can go into the Lexus system, and then that's where you're going to make any other adjustments you want to. You can click on the car. That's going to have your climate, your comfort. We go down here to settings. You can go in here in your Bluetooth devices. That's where you're going to set up your phone. You're going to have display options right here. You can go back. You got vehicle customized. Now this is where you're going to have all of your lights, your doors, your boarding and exit. And so your seat slides forward and backward. You can shut that off if you don't want to. You also have your custom drive mode in here. So on the normal up here, you'll hit normal and the first time, and the second time you hit it, it'll switch to custom. That is where you're going to set up your custom drive mode. So you'll have custom powertrain, which you can have the power, normal, or eco. Same thing with the chassis. And that is all you really need to know there. It's the same Lexus and Toyota system that they've been using for several years now. So nothing really has changed there, but most of your driver assistance stuff is going to be done over here in the driver's display. This does have a heads-up display. I'm not sure that you can see it real well today because it is pretty bright and sunny. And we go down here, and this is where your climate control is going across here. Very easy to use, very easy to see, and you just press up and down and that changes the temperature. Right now I had it turned off because of the top is down, but now I've got it on, and you can just see it's just toggle switches, which work really, really well, and you do have the auto setting. And one other quick thing is back here you have one single heated seat button. The reason for that is because when you push it, then it just pops your seats up on the screen, and then you can turn your seats on, and you have auto, so they will automatically heat and cool you as you go throughout your drive, or you can select the heat or the ventilation yourself if you would like to. Now that is buried in this system, so it's nice that they actually put the button here so it brings it up quickly. Here you have a cup holder, which actually works really well. It's deep enough that when you set it down, it doesn't block your climate control buttons, which I have seen some do that before. Back here, you do have a camera view. So you can see the 360 camera view right there. And then you got your, from the inside out, kind of like an x-ray, what's right around the outside of your car. So that one's nice to see. We'll put it into reverse. And you can see you have your backup camera here, and then you have a wider view of that, and then you can turn on and off your driving marks. if you would like to. All right, as we come back, you do have a volume button still here, and you have a track there, and then a tune right here for your stereo. So you got some quick buttons right there. Over here is your shifter. So this one is the same. They've been using this for a long time in Lexus and Toyota, but then again, just to let you know if you haven't seen this before. So you have a push down park button, and then you're going to just press the brake in. You're going to push over, and up goes into reverse. If you hold over, it goes into neutral. If you pull back, it goes into drive. But you have to push over every time, and you can go back to neutral that same way. All right, and then you just press for park, and you do have a manual drive. So if you go over and you go into drive, and then you pull down one more time, that pops it into your manual, and you can use your paddle shifters up here, which is a lot of fun in this car. Back behind that, you have an auto hold, and then you have this little switch right here. This little thing pops up, and that is your control for your convertible top, and this is your windows. So when you put the convertible top up, then you can just pull this button, and it'll put up all 4 windows. And then you can slide this back, gives you a little tray right here, kind of like another cup holder right here. And then you got a little tray you could like put your key in or something like that if you'd like to do that. And then you have a handle right here, and that opens up this, which is your compartment, which is not very big, but you do have a USB-A and USB-C inside here. But you can put a few different items in here. I just kind of have my safety glasses and my badge and charging cord in here. Well, that's all the stuff on the inside, so I think you want to know about the powertrain in this thing because it's a beast. They did not violate this LC500 with a 4-cylinder turbo engine. No, they kept the 5.0 liter V8 in this thing. Naturally aspirated, 471 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. You get a 0 to 60, 4.6 seconds. Okay guys, are you ready for the most glorious sound you're ever going to hear? Here we go. Yeah. Yes! Oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. Wow. Oh, it just sounds so good. It's tied to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it is super smooth. You got a top speed of 168 miles per hour. I have not had it anywhere close to that, but I bet it is super smooth while you're going down the road. EPA rates this at 18 miles per gallon. Now, we just took a 300-mile trip that I had, kind of mentioned earlier. We averaged over 26 miles per gallon. That was ridiculous. I mean, we're driving 80 miles per hour out on the interstate, 26 miles per gallon. It's just killer. I'm never gonna get tired of that. Wow. I know there's a lot of wind noise, but you gotta have the top down when you have a convertible. This LC convertible came with the adaptive variable suspension. So therefore you can have a comfortable ride whenever you want to. So if you're taking a long trip, you can put the suspension in comfort mode, have a nice cushy drive all the way there and all the way back. Or for daily driving, you could drive around in normal and you get a little bit of those jolts from the road, but it's not horrible. It actually makes it feel good because you know that you have a tight suspension underneath you that can handle anything that it attacks. Then, if you take some windy back roads and you want to have a little fun, put it in that sport mode. It's going to tighten everything up, and you can take corners like a madman. The one downfall to the convertible is that you can't get the dynamic handling package because that includes the rear steer, and you can't have the convertible with the rear steer. Probably something with the amount of space there is for all of that type of stuff. I'm not positive on that, but that's part of the restrictions. You also have the active exhaust that makes this V8 sound great, just like that. Just awesome, love it. It's just a super fun car to drive. everyone is gonna notice you and everyone is gonna hear you. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about pricing here, because with the bespoke build, there's additional fees on top of that. So the 2025 Lexus LC500 convertible starts at $109,200. Now our tester here, as I mentioned, is the bespoke build, which is an additional $5,500. Now, with all the bespoke options that were added to this and the destination fees, this one that we're looking at right here, our tester, $122,605. Now it's time for our OSR vehicle rating, which is scored on these 10 categories. The OSR rating for the 2025 Lexus LC500 convertible is a 77. Thanks to the perfect scores in reliability and design and aesthetics. The car also earned great marks for its low cost of ownership and comfortable ride. The V8 engine is strong, powerful, and sounds amazing, especially with the top down. But the main reason that it didn't get a higher score is because the car is designed with a basically unusable rear seat and small trunk, limiting its traveling ability. Now we'll move on to the OSR best trim choice. And the trim that we chose is the LC500 Coupe with the dynamic handling package. The 2025 Lexus LC500 V8 Coupe is the best car to buy. It delivers 471 horsepower, costs the least to own over time, and holds the most stuff in its trunk for long trips. Adding the dynamic handling package makes the car drive even better, including integrating active rear steering and the Torsen limited slip differential. The small $6,500 extra cost changes the car from a good highway cruiser to a truly great car to drive. So who is this car for? If you want to win a drag race, just go get something else. But if you want a car that wins the stare contest every single time, if you want a car with an unforgettable V8 sound, if you want a car with unbelievable quality and will most likely be reliable for years, then the 2025 LC500 is the one. It's a work of art that you can drive every day. So what do you think about the amazing V8 sound? Just let me know down in the comments, and have a blessed day.